Coming up on SUTV, we'll tell you about the debate for mayor in Cedar City.
And we'll tell you about the new LDS temple opening. Stay tuned. Welcome to SUTV News. I'm Colton Gordon.
And I'm Grace Schultz.
With only 3 weeks until Election Day, Cedar City candidates are vying for votes. The 2 mayoral candidates and 3 Cedar City Council candidates faced off in a debate Monday night at SUU. In the first of 2 hour-long debates, Cedar City Council candidates discussed zoning, the Brian Head Fire, and future water supply. Only 3 of the 4 candidates attended the debate. Rich Gillette did not make an appearance. The 4 candidates are running for 2 seats, one held by incumbent Ron Adams and 1 empty seat. The second debate of the night was between mayoral candidates incumbent Miley Wilson and challenger Ryan Durfee. Durfee and Wilson discussed similar topics in their debate, touching on the part-time nature of the mayor's job, community outreach, and the city budget. Election Day is November 7th, and mail-in ballots must be postmarked by November the 6th.
The death toll is still rising following a bombing in Mogadishu, Somalia late last week. Over 300 people were killed and hundreds more injured when a truck bomb exploded near a hotel in the center of the city. Officials attempted to stop the truck at a security checkpoint when it accelerated, crashing through a barrier and exploding. The attack is being blamed on Al-Shabaab, an offshoot of the terrorist organization Al-Qaeda that has been active in Somalia for several years. Al-Shabaab has not taken responsibility for the bombing. The bombing is the most deadly attack in the nation's history. The Somalian government says it is unlikely they will ever know the total death toll. Many of the victims were unidentifiable, and the heat of the blast destroyed the remains of others.
Former Utah Jazz guard Gordon Hayward is recovering from surgery today after a gruesome injury during the NBA season opener. Hayward's first game as a member of the Boston Celtics ended in the 6th minute of play when he came down hard on his left ankle. The awkward landing caused Hayward to dislocate his ankle and fracture his tibia. Hayward was taken off the court on a gurney while the crowd gave him a standing ovation. Before his surgery, Hayward taped a video message from his hospital bed. The Celtics aired the video Wednesday night at the team's home opener. Hayward became a free agent at the end of last season and signed a 4-year, $127 million contract with the Celtics. There's no word yet on whether Hayward will return to the court.
It's time for the Cedar City Temple opening. The latest Utah temple officially opened its doors on October 27th, and its dedication will be December 10th. Before the temple is dedicated, the building is open for public viewing. The temple opening is expected to draw as many as 200,000 people over the next 3 weeks. Tours of the temple during the open house are already full, but walk-ins are welcome. The new temple is 42,000 square feet, about 1/6 the size of the Salt Lake City Temple. The Cedar City Temple is the 17th temple built in Utah and one of nearly 30 temples being built by the LDS Church around the world. The open house for the Cedar City Temple runs from today until November 18th. For more information, go to lds-churches-temples.org.
200 people are feared dead in North Korea after underground tunnels at a nuclear test site reportedly collapsed. The nuclear test site was thought to be unstable prior to the first collapse on October the 10th. An initial cave-in crushed 100 workers during reconstruction, while 100 additional lives were reportedly lost after multiple tunnels collapsed on top of rescue efforts. North Korea claimed it detonated a hydrogen bomb, calling it a perfect success. It was the country's most powerful bomb tested to date. The blast triggered a measured 6.3 magnitude earthquake that can be attributed to the collapse.
Coming up after the break, we'll tell you about the Brian Head Fire.
And we'll let you know about the results of the Outdoor Nation Challenge. Stay tuned.
I'm a teacher. Let me tell you what I make. I make learning a privilege, not a chore, and frustration a tool, not an obstacle. I make working hard seem easy and giving up impossible. I make an old subject feel like a fresh thought and unconventional methods common. I'm a teacher. I make more.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. But it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, she's putting them in the same basket. Again. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
Travel is part of the American way of life.
When we're on vacation, we keep an eye out for anything that looks out of place.
Miss your bag.
When we travel from city to city, we pay attention to our surroundings.
Everyone plays a role in keeping our community safe.
Whether you're traveling for business or pleasure, be aware of your surroundings. If you see something suspicious, say something to local authorities.
A man helping with restoration in the Bryan Head fire area was killed last week. Senator Mike Lee's brother-in-law, Brian Burr, was calling locations for seed drops when he was hit by debris. Burr was airlifted to the hospital but died en route. Restoration efforts in the burn scar are costing the Forest Service and Iron County thousands of dollars. Meanwhile, the damage caused by the fire is causing problems across the Parowan Valley. I was there to bring us the story. It's been 4 months since the start of the Bryan Head fire, and the Parowan Valley is still feeling the burn.
The costs just keep mounting. I'll tell you, it made a believer out of me.
R.I.P. this show.
This won't be as bad as people have said.
The 71,000-acre fire didn't come anywhere near Parowan, but its effects are being felt by landowners across the valley.
Day after day, we've had to just turn the water down the flood channel because it was too dirty to put into our systems.
The fire caused massive flooding, but the water coming off the burn scar is filled with sediment and ash that isn't usable for irrigation.
Well, there's some people that their whole farms on the gravity irrigation, so they've had tremendous losses, yield losses.
It will be 3 to 5 years before the forest returns strong enough to prevent floods like the kind that Parowan has seen, but more water coming off the mountain will help farmers in the long run.
There are going to be some positive things. It's going to cost a lot of money to restore the infrastructure.
Within the burn scar itself, rehabilitation is already underway.
So right now we are still doing some of those burial implementations, and we'll soon step into the long-term process.
The Burned Area Emergency Response, or BEAR team, distinguishes between the severity of different burned areas.
You can see the areas that are in red. Those are the areas that are most critical. So those areas don't regrow back as quickly because they were burned so intense. So that's why we're stepping in and helping it out.
The Forest Service has been dropping seed and hay on the most heavily damaged areas while letting Mother Nature take its course in others.
Fire is a natural cycle. We're in a fire-adapted ecosystem, so Mother Nature knows how to take care of herself.
Within the burn scar, the Forest Service is actively reseeding 7,000 acres, about 10% of the total fire.
And it's devastating. It's really sad.
The estimated cost to fight the fire was $40 million, and rehabilitation efforts are expected to add hundreds of thousands to that number. Areas of the burn scar like this one, along Highway 143, won't see active rehabilitation efforts. However, the popular tourist area Yankee Meadow is already being reseeded and is now open to the public. For SUTV News, I'm Grace Schultz.
The man charged with starting the Bryan Head fire pled not guilty last week. Robert Ray Lyman entered his plea electronically through his lawyer. The not guilty plea delayed Lyman's preliminary hearing, which was set for October the 11th. Lyman is charged with 2 misdemeanors, 1 count for reckless burning and another for failing to obtain a permit. If convicted, Lyman could face up to 18 months in jail and a $3,500 fine. The Bryan Head fire started on June 17th next to Lyman's cabin on Highway 143.
Last week, the sorority Delta Psi Omega wrapped up their semesterly philanthropy week. The sorority raised money and collected items for Canyon Creek Women's Crisis Center by putting on a healthy relationship seminar, a self-defense workshop, and collaborating with the Mastermind Escape Room, who donated 40% of their proceeds to the cause. If you missed a chance to donate to the sisters, they will be raising money throughout the semester on GoFundMe. Just look up Delta Psi Omega.
Canyon Creek Women's Crisis Center. Today is the 6th annual Dine Out for a Shelter. You can eat at a number of different restaurants throughout Cedar City like Pizza Cart or Pastry Pub, and all of them will be donating a portion of their proceeds to Canyon Creek. There are 14 locations overall.
SUU is once more the outdoorsiest school in the nation. The Outdoor Nation Challenge ended on Sunday, and SUU took home the win. The university finished with 290,000 points. SUU beat second-place finisher Texas Women's University by 100,000 points. Over the weekend, SUU hosted a campus campout to push the school to victory. Students camped out on the multi-purpose quad with President Wyatt. The SUU president finished 7th overall. He was one of 3 SUU participants to end the challenge in the top 10.
So, did you go to that campout? I heard it was a little bit cold at night, though.
I super didn't, because
Super
I
didn't?
live right next to campus, and I was like, I could just sleep in my bed.
Well, you're just definitely not helping the cause.
Well, I like walked home and took a picture. How about that?
They won by 1 million anyway.
Yeah,
so
we
it's probably
didn't
okay.
need help. I'm sorry, did you submit?
You didn't have to do all that.
Coming up, Dan gives us a look at today's weather.
And later, Dan will also give us a look at today in sports.
Stay.
Travel is part of the American way of life.
When we're on vacation, we keep an eye out for anything that looks out of place.
Miss your bag.
When we travel from city to city, we pay attention to our surroundings.
Everyone plays a role in keeping our community safe.
Whether you're traveling for business or pleasure, be aware of your surroundings. If you see something suspicious, say something to local authorities.
Hey T-Birds! If you want to know what to expect with the weather today and tomorrow, tune in to news at 4 to see if it's good trick-or-treating weather.
Listen up. Each year, hundreds of promising research studies go unfunded for breast cancer, for lung cancer, every cancer. The American Cancer Society has been behind nearly every breakthrough in recent history. But there's still more work to do. So let's make sure that no research is silenced. Let's make noise. Let's make noise. Yeah. And let's finish the fight.
Hi T-Birds, welcome to the weather segment. I'm Amy Andre. I'm outside the studio enjoying a perfect fall day with highs around 61 degrees Fahrenheit and a low around 40 degrees Fahrenheit. So a little cooler than yesterday, but tomorrow will get a little bit warmer with 65 as the high and 42 as the low. If you're planning on going to St. George today or tomorrow, it will be quite a bit warmer down there with a high around 77 today and a low around 49. Tomorrow will be 73 degrees high and 51 low. So a perfect day for Halloween trick-or-treating. So get out tonight, go get some candy, and have a safe night. Back to you guys at the desk. Hope you guys liked my leaves.
I did like her leaves.
I did too. That was really nice. I think that was a really nice touch to go above and beyond. I would say so.
I wish she could have went into the upside down though.
Oh, hey, creative, nice. Yeah, me too. Have you watched it?
I've seen season 1.
Okay,
Not
well,
season 2.
You need to get on that, but I don't want to spoil it for you. I'm just really excited because I love 11. And
well, I heard 11 is going to be making a special appearance. Thanks for the update, Amy. Dan, what do you have?
Well, does it feel good to be back on this sports segment on this Halloween edition of SUTV? Coming up, I will use my psychic powers to sense what just happened in the upside down of SU Sports. Don't go anywhere.
Listen up. Each year, hundreds of promising research studies go unfunded for breast cancer, for lung cancer, every cancer. The American Cancer Society has been behind nearly every breakthrough in recent history. But there's still more work to do. So let's make sure that no research is silenced. Let's make noise. Let's make noise. Yeah. And let's finish the fight.
Toxic chemicals and carcinogens are leaching into the environment. It's happening right where we live, work, and play. Everywhere. Cigarette butts are toxic waste. Let's stop the toxic litter. Learn more at rethinkbutts.org.
Happy Halloween again, and welcome to SUTV Sports. I'm Dan Lopper. First off, let's go to football, shall we? In football news, Patrick Tyler is on the watch list for the FCS Player of the Year as voted by a group of people in the ballot, thanks to an absolutely stellar season thus far. After their win over North Colorado on Saturday, the Thunderbird football team is now ranked 17th in the FCS poll and 23rd in the coaches poll as they prepare for their upcoming matchup with the North Dakota Hawks in what promises to be an exciting way to spend a Saturday night. All right. The men's cross-country squad has been ranked number 12 in the nation for a while now and has not budged. They are ahead of teams including Michigan State, Iowa State, and Oregon, who are nationally well-known schools. Also, the Thunderbirds are ranked in the top 5 in the mountain region, ahead of rivals Weber State, who are ranked 8th in the region, and Utah State, who is ranked 7th in the region. The Thunderbirds hope to improve on their performance and hopefully contend for a championship. They will compete in the Big Dance at Logan on November the 10th. That's Friday the 10th, that is. Plus, the women's team is also ranked 12th and ahead of fellow Utah schools Weber and Utah Valley. And now let's go to the big winners, shall we, of the last couple of weeks, as a few of the Thunderbird football sports teams were able to score awards. In the soccer portion, Allie Timpson and Brianna Sims were both named to the Big Sky All-Conference Honorable Mention list. This is Timpson's third time she was named to the list, and Sims first. Timpson, who started her SU playing career in 2014, is a senior this year, and she was able to break records as the highest scoring player all time with 20 goals. That's pretty good. Sims, on the other hand, is a sophomore who started every game for this season for SUU. This is her first award, and she will not forget it. Congrats, ladies. Additionally, the Lady T-Birds took to the court last night and won their first preseason game of the season over the Northern New Mexico College Eagles to get their season up and running. On the night, newcomer Payne Torgerson and Whitney Johnson were the highest scorers on the team with 14 as they led a scoring run that would officially break the game apart for the T-Birds to get it done. Ashley Larson wasn't too far behind with 11 on her end, and she got her half of her shooting attempts through the hoop. Woo! The ladies then pulled away with the 35-16 run in the third quarter and later held on to get the 86-67 win in what was a strong preparation for the season, and that is leading to plenty of optimism as we draw closer to the season. Their next battle is at home versus the Concordia Cavaliers of Portland, or so I'm told, or on Friday in another exhibition matchup. And that is all for sports for today, though. Speaking of finishing things on a high note, I just wrapped up the second season of Stranger Things. Don't worry, I'm not going to say anything. No spoilers, but I can't wait. It's a great show, and I can hardly wait for the third season. So, guys, what do you think of the headset I'm wearing right now?
Well, Dan, I absolutely love it.
That's fantastic. I think that might be the best Halloween costume I've seen all day on campus.
Very good to have him back in sports, exactly where he belongs.
Exactly where I want him. Thanks for the update, Dan. Coming up, we'll tell you about the International Food Fair. Stay tuned.
I'm hungry. I can't see the board.
Good morning, class. Everyone ready to learn today?
Of course they aren't ready. Across America, health barriers keep millions of disadvantaged school children from learning. Children's Health Fund is working to remove those barriers. But to really change the odds for these kids, we need your help. To find out how you can give every child a chance to be healthy and ready to learn, visit childrenshealthfund.org today.
Life is made of moments. Family. A drunk driver could take it all away. Keep your family safe on the road, because after all, nothing is more beautiful. Mothers Against Drunk Driving. Keep your family safe.
Looking for these? You drive buzzed. It could be one very expensive ride.
First, you gotta make bail. Then pay me to get your car back.
Your insurance premiums will go through the roof.
And my legal fees just keep adding up. All told, it could end up costing you $10,000.
Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
For 3 months, I was being treated for high blood pressure and migraines, which were actually the symptoms. The cause was kidney disease. If you were a member of one of those high-risk groups, I would have your kidney function checked. Early detection can prevent further kidney damage. It was amazing even to my doctor how much diet impacted my personal disease. The power to reduce risk for kidney disease is in your hands. I just feel that my whole life has come back to me.
SUU is hosting the founder of Utah's newest political party this Thursday. Richard Davis is one of a small group of people who started the United Utah Party over the summer. The party seeks to solve extreme partisanship from both sides of the 2016 campaign. United Utah's first goal was to be put on the ballot for the special election in the 3rd Congressional District. United Utah Party candidate Jim Bennett successfully petitioned to be on the ballot. Bennett is one of 3 candidates vying for former Representative Jason Chaffetz's seat. Richard Davis will be speaking at the Levitt Center for Politics and Public Service at 6 p.m. today.
Our reporter Dan Lopper took a trip around the world at SUU's International Food Fair last night. Check it out.
On Wednesday night, the International Student Ambassador Organization was hosting its annual International Food Fair for all students to try samples of different countries.
Well, this event's so important because it's one of ISA's biggest events, and it's the most students attended, and we just like to get as much people here, have them try a whole bunch of different foods from every culture, and have a different experience.
However, food wasn't the only highlight of the night, as there were several stations, including a photo booth, games, and henna. That's right, henna. Josie Longhorn, a pre-nursing major from Fillmore, was one of the people in charge of the portion where you paint your own arms. In addition to there was a fashion show displayed by students from different countries from all over the place. Plus, there were entertainers to keep the event busy and occupied, as well as getting many of the people that tried all the countries' different foods in the process to keep them entertained as well. There was a performance done by many acts, including DJ Alex Call, who was a freshman sociology major, and he was nervous to show off his DJ talent on Wednesday night, but he was proud of what he has done to win people over.
What was the point? Yeah. So I decided to play some dance music from around the world, like from Korea, from India, and from Mexico, because I thought that a lot of people weren't aware of this kind of dance music, and this is actually what I want to play as a legit DJ. Wow.
And for SUTVNews, I'm Dan Lopper.
In West Manhattan earlier today, a truck drove south on the West Street bike path for several blocks, striking multiple people. It left 6 dead and 9 injured in its wake. The driver then exited his vehicle and brandished fake weapons. This led to him being shot by NYPD officers. 2 senior police officers have stated that this appeared to be a deliberate act. This attack is now being considered an act of terrorism. The FBI's Joint Terrorism Task Force is now taking the lead on the investigation because of this.
Astronomers are shocked as a new planet discovery breaks news. Planet NGTS-1b was discovered this week by an international group of collaborative researchers. The researchers found the planet to be 986 degrees hot and orbiting in close proximity to its star, M-Dwarf. The star and the planet are located 600 light years away in the Milky Way galaxy. Record-breaking, the planet is reported to be the size of Jupiter and the largest planet compared to the size of its star ever to be found.
Oh man, so you guys gonna go trick-or-treating tonight?
I think I might be a little bit past my prime for trick-or-treating.
Yeah, I don't think I can get away with trick-or-treating anymore.
Oh, well, I was gonna save room for a maximum of 11 candies. Yeah.
Wow, Dan.
And to put
Great.
into this headset thing.
They might fall out. There's kind of a lot of holes in it, but I see what you're saying.
But I got my bag in there, so that's gonna be useful.
Is she your favorite character on Stranger Things?
She's on the list mostly.
Who else you got on your list?
Well, I got Will, and I got Nancy.
Okay.
I think everybody has Nancy.
Yeah, Nancy's the GOAT.
She is.
Honestly, I love Steve Harrington. There, I said it.
That's her boyfriend.
Yeah, that's her
right?
boyfriend. That's the one you don't like.
Yeah, not the best guy.
You don't like Steve Harrington, but I think he's a good guy. I think he's coming around. We'll see. I'm not that far into season 2.
Yeah,
so.
and Dan has you seen all of season 2 already?
Yes, I have, but no spoilers.
I was gonna say you better not hit me with no spoilers.
Listen,
No spoilers.
I don't want to know what happens yet.
Is it good though? I've heard it's better than season 1.
It was awesome.
Better than season 1?
I recommend you finish it like in the next couple days.
Next couple days? Is that like the time limit you're putting on spoilers?
Yeah, I'm saying, given the amount of time you spend on the internet, it's got to be the next couple days.
I went a whole year without seeing Stranger Things 1 spoilers, so.
That's true. That's true.
I have good friends.
Yeah, you have loyal friends.
So if I haven't seen it by next week, are you going to tell me what happens?
Well, it depends on how many people have seen it, though.
Okay, but you promised not to say anything, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's a good man.
Keep it a secret. So if you're not trick-or-treating, what are you doing for Halloween?
I don't know, just Netflix and chill, as usual.
All right,
All right.
as usual.
Classic. Thanks for tuning in. That's all we have for you today. I'm Grace Schultz.
I'm 11.
And I'm Colton Gordon. Thanks for taking the time to tune in this afternoon. Tune in next Thursday for your Thursday News Report. Netflix and chill, Dan. I see you.
I see you, Netflix and chilling.